So how to use a switch statement in PowerShell? That's the question I'm answering today. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. My name is Jason Yoder. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. And what I do on this channel, I take questions from my Azure, PowerShell, or Security Plus classes, and I film them for all of you. So today's question is, how do I use a switch statement? Now, for those of you coming from other computer languages, you might recognize this as the case statement. Let's take a look. The switch statement in PowerShell is one of our two decision makers. Now, if you're coming from a different computer language programming background, you might recognize this as the case statement. So to get this to work, you need a value, some type of input. So you can either ask it from the user or you can programmably get it from some other resource. And then we're going to do a match. We're going to look to see if that particular value that we're looking for, if we have any matches for it. So here what I'm going to do is I am going to ask for a number. I'm going to say the number 4, and that's what I'm storing in a variable called number. This is where I can turn on the switch statement. Then I give it inside these parentheses the variable that I am going to try and match up. Then inside of this script block, I'm going to have a series of potential matches. Now here are the potential matches. And when a match is found, then this block of code will execute since I am choosing the number 4. So let's see what happens when I run this code. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And we can see down here at the bottom, you chose option 4. With a switch statement, you can have multiple true values. Take a look. Now I'm going to provide this with the value of 1, but take a look here. I have multiple true values. You'll particularly find this happening when you're working with strings and wildcards, but I deliberately rigged this one up to have multiple true values just so you can see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and run this code, and I'm going to provide it with a value of 1. And you can see that every one of those values came back as true. You're not just limited to just one value. So here, I'm going to create a collection of numbers. So here, the value of variable number will contain 1, 3, and 5. Let's go ahead and run this code and see what happens. Let's take a look at some options when working with strings. Here we're going to be looking for the word PowerShell. Now I have a case-sensitive match, I have a case-insensitive match, and a case-sensitive wildcard match. Remember, with the switch statement, you can get multiple true values. Let's see what happens. Now in this case, I only received back 2 out of the 3 options. Well, that's because the switch statement takes the asterisk character as a literal asterisk. It doesn't take it as a wildcard. This is how you turn on wildcard capability. You flag the switch statement to also accept wildcards, and when we do this, you can see that we have 3 matches. If case sensitivity is something you're interested in, then we can flag case sensitivity. And now we only have 1 match because we are doing a case sensitive match. Now what if you need something to happen if none of your possible matches actually become true? Well, that's where the default statement comes into play. Here you can see that I have the default statement. It's going to be the last statement in your list. And the only way that this becomes true is if everything above it is false. Now in this case, my string is hello world. We're not going to have any matches, so the default should trigger. And it does, unknown value. So that's the basics of the switch statement. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time.